everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today is another episode of, you guessed it, M's Scrapbusters, and we are making little mini junk journals to add to pockets in our existing regular size journals, or to give as little gifts. These would be great little teacher gifts, since it's like a notepad kind of thing, and it's handmade by you, so it's a little special, little extra special for your child's teacher or grandchild's teacher. And they can also be sent pretty easily snail mail, so if you've got somebody that's got a birthday coming up or something like that, these would be great little gifts. And we are using scrap pieces as the covers and some scrap pieces on the inside too. I do want to give a shout out to my mom, Miss E, on ScrapbookingwithMe.com, ScrapbookingwithMe Crafts. ScrapbookingwithMe.com is our website. Scrapbooking with Me Crafts here on YouTube. Today is her birthday, October 7th. I will not give the year. Happy birthday, Mama. Love you. And this is kind of an ode to her, in honor of her, because she loves to sew. So I've sewn the spines on mine, and she loves butterflies. So my first two little examples that I made ahead of time have butterflies on them. I also want to give a shout out to a few people from my Buy Me a Coffee link. Pam Allen, thank you so much. Zomfi, and I want to say that's Miss Lynn. Thank you so much. And then an anonymous someone, 225 is in their email account, but I won't give you any more than that. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that is given on that Buy Me a Coffee link. Like I have said before, anything that is given on that, I sink it right back into my YouTube account with content for you. So I buy more product to use here to show you. Then I also have a little letter to share, and this is from Marilyn Fleming in Washington, the state of Washington, and she sends a little monetary gift also. Thank you so much for Mom and I. I say little. She sends a monetary gift for Mom and I. I'm not going to say how much it is. And she writes a letter stating that she figured out a different little technique to help her when pieces of paper get really small and you're wanting to punch them out still. And I had seen this before, but it's been a long time ago. So she says, if you have a very small area of the paper on which you have stamped on or want to punch out, and it is so small that you lose it in the punch, what to do? Well, she has found that if you get a Post-it note, okay, so she even sent examples. So if you get a Post-it note and you stick the piece, whatever it is, whatever, like on this, it looks like she's stamped on some paper. So if you get the piece, put it on the edge of the Post-it note, that gives you a little more acreage, you know, to hold on to. And she says, then you punch through and simply peel off the sticky note. So that is a great technique and tip, don't you think? I think it really, really is. And thank you so much, Marilyn, for bringing that back to my attention. And she says, very easy to pull off the sticky note, no tweezers or pinched fingers. That is always a good thing. She says, I enjoy both your videos, or both your channels. Let's see. She says she also watches Gail and Corey and Pam and Natasha and Carol in the UK, and they are all so much fun. I do too. I love them too, Miss Marilyn. Thank you so much for this tip, and I am going to show everybody really quickly in case I explain that as well as dirty mud. Okay, so here we go. We've got this little bitty stamped image, and it's so tiny, and you're wanting to get really close to the edge of it, but it's going to get lost in my punch here, see? So I'm going to put it on the edge of a Post-it note, so I've got some more real estate to hold on to there. And this is a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. So there we go. We've got it where it needs to be. And we're going to punch that. And then you just peel off the sticky note and you've got that punched area. And then yours is probably not going to stick like that one. That one's just the old Creative Memories one. Okay, so like here's a bigger Post-it note. We can put it on the edge here, and since it's thinner paper, I'm going to put it on in there some, and then I'm going to put this other one in a different spot in a minute. So I'm going to get right where I need to be with that image to punch it out. Yep, it's paper, so it's wanting to eat it a little bit. It was right up on the edge. So you would probably want to get it as close into the bigger sticky note as you could. But still, that works so good, because I'm horrible when it comes to something being too small to put onto or put into my punch. See, look at that. Okay, so I've got this to hold on to. And then punch that. Yep, that works so much better. And then you've got a little, it even gave me a little lip on that sticky note. Look at that. I love that. Thank you so much. I thank you for bringing that back to my attention. Like I said, I had heard about that and saw someone do that years ago, and I had forgotten all about it. Now let's get to what we are making today for M's Scrap Busters. And these will require some bigger pieces of scrap, but they don't have to be ginormous, okay? So we're still grabbing from our scrap pile. I have some of these. This one's a little bigger, but these two are smaller. This one's teeny tiny. So let's do this one. See, this one was tiny also. This is, I will tell you, this one was 6 3/4 by 4. So 4 tall by 6 3/4, and I just folded it in half. It's just a regular piece of craft cardstock, just plain old craft cardstock, and I collaged on the front of this one. And this will be part of Mama's birthday present. I will give this to her. Not that she can't make stuff like this herself, but I just love the collage, and she loves this color just like me, and she loves butterflies. So I'm going to give this as part of her little birthday present. And inside I have folded a glassine bag in half, and then for the back side of it I just cut off the very snip end of it, so it's got a pocket, glassine pocket on both edges, both ends, and then just some regular scrap piece of copy paper on there, a scrap piece of scrapbook paper, and then a scrap of coffee dyed paper, ink dyed paper, notebook dyed paper, and then another piece of copy paper. And I have just willy-nilly sewed, excuse me, willy-nilly sewed down the middle of the spine to put this in, instead of getting out my wax thread and doing the sewing, the 3-hole sewing pamphlet stitch. I'll think of it in a minute. I just went over to my sewing machine and sewed it down the middle. And it is nice and secure, and it is darn cute. Okay, so this one, another piece of bigger scrap that I had in my big container up back behind me. And this one is, let's measure it for you. Not that anybody needs to measure, but I know some like measurements. So 8 inches long by 5 inches tall is what this one is. And I love this one because I got some stray book pages that was laying around and cut them down. And look, I mean, the book page is just as big as the journal is. I love that. Usually when I'm putting book page in my journals, my half sheet journals, they're so much smaller than the actual pages, but these book pages are the same size, so I love that. This is a guest check that I just had in my stash that I put in there, some ink dyed paper, book page, and tea stain paper, and then more book page. I was just very pleased that that book page fit in there so well, so I added quite a few book pages in there, and then just did a zigzag stitch down the middle. You can do whatever stitch you would like. I love how that zigzag stitch looks on that spine though. I hope that you can see that clearly. I love that. So that was just a little piece of, or a bigger piece of scrap that I had in my stash, and then I just put on a piece of scrap here, and then a little digital cutout there. So there's those two. Now this one is a tiny one, and every time I get scrap out of this collection, I get questions, what is that paper? That is gorgeous. This one and this one come from the same one. Aren't they pretty? This is from a company called Blue Fern, and this is the Bird Waltz collection. Now I don't know if they still have it or not. This has been about 4 months ago that I got this, so I'm not sure. This piece of scrap is 3 3/4 by, let's see here, 6 3/8. Okay, so a very, very odd piece as far as measurement goes, and it is tiny. And I'm just going to fold it in half. You will need pieces of scrap that are longer more than taller, okay? So when you fold it over, you have a nice little book look to it when you get that out. Now, I'm going to get a couple of pieces. Sorry, I'm leaning over. A couple of pieces of, I've got some scrap in here too somewhere. This is M Scrap Busters, Melina. Let's get out the scrap. So I've got some scrap pieces of digital here. I think I will use this one and not that one, because that one might look a little odd turned sideways, huh? Okay, and just going to see if I had any more little pieces of scrap in here. Nope. All right, so I will get a guest check. I'll have to cut this down a little bit because this one's so tiny. Guest check, and let's get one book page, and I will cut it maybe down the middle. Yeah, I think so. Cut it down the middle maybe to fit that in there. And then let's see what else I've got in this scrap bin up here. Oh yeah, I've got some blue, just a random piece of blue ink dyed, and then, oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this came from one of Miss Betty Renfro's kits. This is the Ledger and Lace. I knew I would remember it sooner or later. Okay, so here's our top. I got a mess going on. So back to my measurement. You do need your measurement just so that you can cut down your paper. So 6 3/8 by 3 3/4. So I'm just going to cut my papers, my pages, down a little smaller than that, just so they're not sticking out over the covers. So I need, I'm just going to barely go past, oh yeah, I'll use that. I can use that. That's fine. I'm going to barely go past my 6 as far as the length. And then I will go to the 3.5, maybe just a touch over 3.5. And then I'll cut this one down. I want that torn edge. So a little over 3.5. Do that. Oh, this gets rid of quite a bit of scrap. I love it. All right, and let's cut our naked edges off of our book page before we start hacking away at it. And just a little past 6 is going to take that much off, and I'll put that in my itty bitty scrap pile. And then I will go 3.5. Let's just do that. Let's do 1 page of book page in this one. And let's get this and whack off the ends. Okay, I've got my little pile of pages going right here. And let's get this random piece of blue inked paper that was in my stash cut. There. And then we can get 2 pieces out of this piece. Let's go there. And here. Okay, and then our guest check. Okay, let's just cut off or tear off that perforated piece there. And are we, oh yeah, we're good there. And then let's do 1 more sheet here. Let's get this white border whacked off. Well, that went a little crooked. Okay, and then let's go here. And I want that torn edge, so we'll go there. All right, so let's count how many pages we've got cut here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's plenty in these little books. And I just kind of separated them there. And it doesn't matter if all of them are the exact same length. It doesn't matter if they are all the same height, as long as they're going to fit into your cover without going over the edges. So let's turn this around. If it's got any writing, let's try to turn it the way it needs to go. I think that is good. And let's kind of line them up and fold them over. Now, in my regular journals, my, not minis, not scraps, I will fold each individual page and then put them together. But, I mean, this is just really scrap stuff, just for note-taking and things like that. So, no worries with that. I'm going to turn my guest check around. I want to see guest check in the front. Okay, there, that's good. That's up the right way. Yep, that's up the right way. Yes. And then our blue piece, and then our notebook piece. It looks all good to me. Okay, I was cutting at 3.5 or a little over 3.5, and that's how tall this is, not 3 3/4. I don't know where I got 3 3/4. So I cut or trimmed all of my papers down, and some of them are a little jaggedy. Oh well, we're good. I like jaggedy. It is a junk journal anyways, right? Okay, so putting them in there, making sure they're not hanging over, and they are a tiny bit there, but I'm going to go ahead and get it sewn in, and then I will trim them if they need to be trimmed. See, they're little jagged. I don't know where in the world I got jagged. Oh well. I'm going to use my huge paper clips, and I'm going to hold this paper in this journal cover the way I want it. And if it is not in place, now is the time to move that around. Then I'm going to pull these paper clips as far out to the edge as possible, because I'm going to sew down the middle. And I'm not going to go all the way to the ends. That's just me. I don't like the sewing to go all the way to the very end when I'm sewing in a signature. So I'm just going to try to go right down the middle. Be right back. Alrighty, and then I just got, you know, it's not perfect, but it's on there. It's good. No worries. Alright, I am going to tie this one in because I didn't do back stitching on both ends, just the one end, or reverse stitching, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so it is definitely not perfect, but it doesn't have to be because it's just a little notepad of paper. Okay, and I actually got these right on the money as far as the spines, and even got that zigzag stitching beautifully on the spine. I think I'll do zigzag on the next one because my straight stitching is off on that one a little bit. Anyway, I'm good with it though. So this will be the front, and then you open it up. You've got that. You can put pockets on the insides of them if you want to. Whatever decorations you want to put on them to dress them up a little bit. And let's see, let's add a little something to this one. Let's do a little square of something behind this so it doesn't cover up the whole cover page, but gives us a little bit of something. This straw paper matches really good with that gold look, so I'm thinking I might pull the straw paper up here since there's not much going on up here. Pull the straw paper up here and then have this little birdie kind of hanging off the edge. I like that. So let's trim that straw paper about there. Okay, I'm going to ink my cover, ink my straw paper, ink my little birdie. I had cleaned out a lot of my digitals and tried to get the little bitty pieces put in my ephemera notebooks, folders, whatever, organizers. And then the pieces that were still full sheets, I have little plastic folders that I'm keeping those in here beside me and kind of organized. So I've got one organizer that has all the word labels that I have as far as digitals go. So if they're not cut out individually yet, still in sheet form, full sheet form, I have put them in one of those organizers. And then the other, I have 3 of them. One of them, another one has My Porch Prints. So that's the Etsy shop that I have the most printables from, digitals from. So I have one strictly for My Porch Prints. All of her stuff that I've gotten. And then the other one is for all the other Etsy shop stuff that I've got that is not word labels. So word labels has its own from all the shops. I'll show you. These are the little plastic sleeves that I've got. So that's My Porch Prints in there. This one has some My Porch Print stuff in it, but it's all word labels. So all the digital companies that I have gotten stuff from, and they are word labels, they're all in this one organizer. And then this one holds everybody else besides Porch Prints, My Porch Prints. Okay? So kits and everything. So, oh, there, I've got some more word labels that need to go in this other one. Let me make sure I don't have any more right there. Nope. But this is all the other ones. So I'll eventually have to have another organizer for these because it's getting filled up. It's the one that is filled the most. So I try to keep smaller pieces toward the front, and then if I cut from them, go ahead and cut them the rest of the way out and put them in my ephemera folders. So that is one way that I'm keeping up with my digitals and trying my best to organize myself a little bit more that way, so that maybe I don't buy the same things over and over and over again. So let's decorate this one up, and then let's try to make one more so you can get the gist of it. So I'm going to put this piece of straw paper in the middle, but at the top. Okay, and then just kind of dress it up a little bit. So I'll do that little bird there. Whoop, he's wanting to move on me, ain't he? Okay. I forgot to tell y'all, on this one that I had collaged, I used my tarnish brass spray and the white spray that I have. And I'm almost out of this. Y'all, we have the Tim Holtz white picket fence spray coming. It is finally off a back order. I ordered it, I don't know how many months back. Finally off back order, so that's coming. But anyways, I got the, y'all have seen me do it before. Get out the barrel and then just tap, tap, tap. And that's what I did on that one, to kind of dress it up a little bit and make it a little more mixed media. And then this one, I love that. And I did not round the corners on this one. I have been doing that on the others. So I'll leave that one as is. And let's get to this other one. Let's do this one to give us a little bit more of a variety instead of all the brown. I've got brown on the inside. I'm going to use the blue as the outside. So this one's a little bit more tall book shape instead of short and dumpy like these are. So this piece is 6 1/4 by 1, 2, 3, 4 5/8. So 4 5/8. I'm going to write that down so when I get to talking here in a minute, 4 5/8 by 6 1/4. Okay. So that, I'm going to have that right up there so I can see it. We're looking at 4 5/8 tall by 6 1/4 wide. So when I cut my papers, I will need to remember that. I'm going to round the corners of this one with my 1/4 edge corner punch. And then I think for decoration on this one, I'm going to cut out one of these. I mean, we might as well just stay in flight. We've got 2 butterflies and we've got a bird, so let's just make another butterfly, you know. Let's see which one. Ooh, that one is very pretty on there. So let's do that one. Okay, and I've got this little organizer that's got a few things in it, and I thought maybe there would be a little, I'm going to trim this better, of course. Maybe there would be one of those little, oh yeah, I like that one. Yep, let's use that one. And let's use a little sheet of this back behind that. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, these little booklets, we try to keep these in the shop, but they go so quick. Y'all buy them up so quick that we don't even really advertise those because y'all buy them so quickly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get all of this that I'm going to put on the front. I'm going to get it inked up. These are the little shabby chic flowers that we made in another M Scrapbusters. So I like using some of the same ideas on another idea. Okay, and then that's already inked, but I'm not going to put it on the front yet because if I do that, it would make the front bulky, and if I go to the sewing machine, you know, it might not like the bulkiness on the front there. So let's cut some papers, some pages for this one. And we don't need to go above 4 5/8, and we don't need to go longer than 6 1/4. So I think I'm just going to go 6. So this is a great way to use up those digital kits, maybe that you don't use every page of. This is a great way to do that. Use it up in this way. That works. And let's get just a few more pages cut here. So I'm going right at 6 inches, and then I'm cutting again at about 4 1/2. And I'm going ahead and folding over each one of them. Let's do this notebook paper. I want the holes, so I'm going to cut it this way. And then 4 1/2, and then fold in half. Okay, let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 more just to fill it up. All right, one more sheet of coffee dyed paper, and let's go 4 1/2 by 6, and then 4 1/2. That one's going to be a little shorter, I believe. Maybe not. Oh well. Okay, so let's check this out now. I want this to be on the outside, and then let's put coffee dyed in there, one of those a little shorter in there, and then this blue paper, and then this smaller piece, and then more coffee dyed, that sheet again, and then my little notebook piece in the middle of that. Now let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's plenty. All right, I'm going to put this to the side over here. Okay, I'm going through and doing the corners of my pages. It doesn't have to be perfection, but I am getting these 2 shorter pieces, cutting them, and then cutting the rest. Okay, so after I folded the pages, these middle ones are kind of stuck on out there, see, so they're a little past the cover. So I'm going to line them up and then just kind of trim with my scissors, and hopefully it's not too thick and won't give me too bad of a jagged edge that I can't live with anyway. So that's pretty easy to take care of there. and close it up. All right, and you cannot see any of the pages when you close it up, so we're good there. Let's get our ginormous clips and put them on. Let's check all of these pages and make sure that they're lined up and not crooked. They look fine to me. So paper clips on, or I mean if you've got binder clips, whatever you want to do. And if you want to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, by all means go ahead and do that. This is just simpler for me, just to run it over there and do some stitching down the middle. And I think I am going to ink this and turn this and ink down the middle of that page just to give me a little line there. Okay, and then I'm going to go sew these in. After I straighten them up some, they're a little wonky, aren't they? Okay, we all lined up. Good. Yes. All right, so I'm going to go sew down that. All right, where are all of my crude sewing sisters? Raise your hands. Because I'm definitely right there with you. I am not a good sewer, but thank the good Lord when it comes to sewing in junk journals, it is not about perfection, and it is not about it looking pristine. So I guess that's why I love journaling and junk journaling so much, is it does not have to be precise. Okay, I'm gonna ink the outside, the inside, and then remember, if you have pages that have writing on them, you want to make sure of your front before you decorate, because if you've got the writing upside down and you decorate on the outside, you're going to be sad. So I got the stitching a little off of the edge. Wouldn't you know it, the ones that I sew off camera are almost perfection, and then the ones that I sew on camera are not. Oh well. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I want to tie a knot. Okay, and I'm going to leave my strings. I like that look. So let's get our little cluster of decoration on here. I think I'll move that over just a touch. Add that just like that. That is pretty. I like that. So I'm going to get some glue eventually out of my Sugar Bell bottle here. I've left the lid off. That's why it's like that. It's not like that all the time. Okay, and then put that on and that. And then a little bit more for right there to put my little flower on. Oh, I love that one. That one reminds me of my scrapbooking days. Put a little bit more back here because of all that glue I put on there. There was none back behind it there. So that is cute. All right, so you open it up and you've got your pages in here. Very cute. Love, love, love these little mini junk journals. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see your beautiful mini junk journals made from scraps in your piles that you have, and I know that you have. So I want to see them. Any shape, form, fashion, measurement, does not matter. Whatever you have in your stash does not matter. I don't want anybody saying, well, I didn't have that material, so, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have that fabric. I didn't have fabric. That paper, you make it with whatever you have. That's what the M Scrap Busters is all about, is using what you have. So no worries if you don't have same kind of papers and things that I have. I use cardstock. You could use paper, just fold it over, probably glue it together, and then just fold it like the book. Use it like that. You could do that. That would be something. Like, okay, so if you had paper and you wanted to use it like this, fold it over, glue it to itself, and then fold it that way, and you could use that as your cover. So even if you don't have cardstock in your stash, you can use paper. No excuses. Y'all get these done. They are so cute. You can put them in pockets of your journals. You can give them as gifts. You can add them to snail mail packages. These would be cute for all of y'all Etsy people out there. If you've got an Etsy shop and you have things like this, papers and things like that, or digitals or kits or whatever, and you could make some of these up with your scraps and send them with your orders. That would be cute. So lots and lots of possibilities. I want to see yours. Let me know using the hashtag M's Scrap Busters, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Big hugs to all of you. I love you. You are my people. Y'all, thank you for your support and watching and subscribing and giving me that thumbs up. Y'all have a great day. I will see you later. Bye, y'all.